Hey, I'm Jamie East, and today's episode of The Smart 7 is sponsored by Vodafone Business in partnership with Samsung. If you're running a business, any kind of business, you're probably spending some time thinking about AI, what to do, how much to use it, and how to even get started. The answer could be in your pocket. The new Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra, powered by Vodafone Business's reliable, award-winning network, will help you unleash your productivity through brilliant built-in Galaxy AI. For example, Note Assist will automatically correct, fix the spelling, formatting, and organise your meeting notes so you can stay tuned into the session without any worry. The issue of how AI large language models are trained remains controversial, with a US court ruling this week that AI firm Anthropic was allowed to use novels to train its model, but that it'll still need to pay the authors. Getting back to the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra, to take advantage of all the features and change the way you do business, you'll need a Samsung account and a network connection. To find out more, search Vodafone Business Samsung, and for network verification, go to vodafone.co.uk/network. On today's Smart 7, Labour launches a 10-year plan for the NHS, tributes to a Liverpool star, and much more. It's Friday, 4th of July, it's American Independence Day, and happy birthday, Post Malone.
The Smart 7. It's news, but not the news.
Labour launched its new 10-year plan for the NHS on Thursday with a promise from the Prime Minister to transform it from a sickness service to a health service. The new plan has a lot more technology, with plans for AI, digital records, the potential for free wearables, and a brand new NHS app that is intended to be a doctor in your pocket. There's also a commitment to more personal health budgets, more staff for the NHS, and a new focus on community hubs. The PM says technology and a new approach to healthcare will make a real difference.
Disease has changed, and we must change with it. And not only can we do that, we can do it in a way that improves care and convenience for millions of people.
Dr Bex Fisher, the Director of Research and Policy for Nuffield Trust, a health think tank, told the BBC's World at One that the government needs to commit investment to make the plan work.
There are lots of bold ambitions in this plan that we welcome and that, if delivered, could genuinely be game changers. There are so many good promises in this plan. The vision is easy to get behind. Our big question is this plan going to be deliverable?
While the new NHS 10-year plan was the focus on Thursday, the story of the welfare bill and Chancellor Rachel Reeves' tears in Parliament remained on the minds of the press. The Chancellor was present alongside the Health Secretary and the PM at the launch of the plan, and she took the opportunity to clear up what exactly went on Wednesday.
Clearly I was upset. Everyone could see that. It was a personal issue, and I'm not going to go into the details of that. I guess the thing that maybe is a bit different between my job and many of your viewers is that when I'm having a tough day, it's on the telly.
The incident has also shone a spotlight on Tory leader Kemi Badenoch, who publicly drew attention to Reeves' tears on Wednesday at Prime Minister's Question Time and referred to her as Keir Starmer's human shield. Her spokesperson also apparently encouraged journalists to investigate what the personal matter affecting the Chancellor was. Shadow Chancellor Mel Stride was attempting a reset on Thursday.
Well, she's there to hold the Prime Minister to account, and I think clearly it was right that Kemi pressed very hard on issues around the economy and the complete chaos that we've seen in the last 24 to 48 hours.
Friday marks the 4th of July as America celebrates Independence Day. President Trump and the Republican Party will also be celebrating the passing of the much-debated One Big Beautiful Bill, which has struggled through the Senate and Congress. The bill includes tax cuts, but also cuts for Medicaid for millions of Americans, and independent assessments suggest it could add as much as $6 trillion to the US's national debt. Democrats did their level best to stop it, with House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries speaking for a record-breaking 8.5 hours in the House, but to no avail. The bill is due to be signed at 5 p.m. on Friday, and Trump celebrated the victory at a rally in Iowa on Thursday night.
It was hardworking citizens like you who saved our country in November. Who would have thought there'd be this much of a change this fast? I didn't even think it would happen this fast. Again, we have the hottest country anywhere in the world.
Thursday night saw Russia launch another massive strike on Kyiv. US President Donald Trump had spoken with Russian President Putin on Thursday morning, but made no further progress on a ceasefire. It came after a challenging week for Ukraine, as the US announced it was pausing shipments of certain types of armaments over concerns about America's own stockpiles of weapons. That seemed to have delighted Moscow, and Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov also brushed off concerns about increased NATO spending, suggesting that the new 5% budgets could lead to the collapse of the alliance. NATO Secretary-General Mark Rutte didn't seem too worried about Lavrov's view of the world.
Lavrov, he's Foreign Minister of Russia, I think, since the birth of Jesus Christ. And since then, anything useful came out of his mouth. So let's not pay too much attention to Mr. Lavrov.
Still to come on today's Smart 7, in association with Metro, George Russell keeps a cool head and tributes to a Liverpool star. Right after this. Hey, it's Jamie East here, and today's episode of the Smart 7 is sponsored by Vodafone Business in partnership with Samsung. When you're running your own business, pretty much anywhere can be your office. The spare room, the back garden, or, even the local cafe. And with the power of Vodafone Business's reliable award-winning network, combined with the new Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra, there's no limit to what you can do pretty much anywhere. For example, if you're working and caffeinating at the same time, the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra will allow you to seamlessly complete actions across a whole range of apps to find relevant information and send it where it needs to go. It can even summarise YouTube videos for you and save it to Samsung text notes. That's the power of AI in your pocket. The issue of how AI large language models are trained remains controversial, with a US court ruling this week that AI firm Anthropic was allowed to use novels to train its model, but that it'll still need to pay the authors. And getting back to Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra, to take advantage of all the features and change the way you do business, you'll need a Samsung account and a network connection. And if you're using the seamless action across apps, it's compatible with selected languages only. You'll also need a Google account login, and the availability of search functions may vary by country, language and device. To find out more, search Vodafone Business Samsung, and for network verification, go to vodafone.co.uk/network. Welcome back. Wimbledon continued on Thursday, with Dan Evans beaten in straight sets by Novak Djokovic, while Jack Draper faced former finalist Marin Cilic, but lost over 4 sets, dealing a blow to British hopes of a homegrown champion. This weekend does see the British Grand Prix head back to Silverstone, where the question of what Max Verstappen will do in 2026 seems to be increasingly on the tip of everyone's tongue. Current Mercedes number 1 George Russell will be hoping a good performance on his home track will keep his seat safe, and it should be a dramatic weekend of racing, but he was staying calm about the rumours.
I'm just focused on the driving. Of course, this weekend's a huge weekend for us. For me, my home race is my favourite race of the year, and that's where I want to give all my focus and attention to try and win this Grand Prix.
The marketing gurus behind the new James Gunn Superman movie seem to have an infinite budget. If you missed it this week, they did a one-day-only installation of a giant Superman suspended mid-flight above the Shard in London. The statue, which was based on a scan of real-life Superman star David Corenswet, was 11 feet tall, and the movie is due to hit cinemas next weekend. Real-life David is a respectable 6'3", and the new movie lands the legendary superhero with some realistic problems that we haven't seen in previous versions, but he's happy that people will get the chance to see it soon.
Luckily, I'm able to hang the boots up and leave him until we get to make another movie. But it's certainly great having such great support from James and from the rest of our cast, and now feeling the reception of the film, it certainly boosts one's confidence.
There was tragic news for Liverpool fans on Thursday morning as Diogo Jota and his brother Andre Silva died in a car crash in northern Spain. Jota joined Liverpool in 2020 from Wolves, and the forward scored 65 goals in 182 appearances for the club. He also won the Premier League, FA Cup and League Cup with Liverpool, and twice won the Nations League with his native Portugal. Tragically, he had married his childhood sweetheart just 2 weeks ago and had 3 young children. There were tributes from across football, including his former manager Jurgen Klopp, who described him as a fantastic player and a great friend. Prime Minister Keir Starmer described the death as heartbreaking, and Deputy PM Angela Rayner joined fans at Anfield to lay a floral tribute. Rest in peace, Diogo.
I think the whole world actually is really devastated and shocked by such a tragic end to, someone who is well loved here in Liverpool, and I think the whole city is there to support his wife and children and his family.
You've been listening to The Smart 7. We'll be back tomorrow at 7 a.m. Hit that follow button and have a great day. Give us 7 minutes, we'll give you the world.
Ever get the feeling you're being watched online? It's Data Brokers. They collect your personal info, your browsing habits, where you live, and who you're related to, and then sell it to the highest bidder. Aura helps stop that. Aura automatically removes your personal info from data broker sites and keeps it off. It also monitors the dark web, protects your devices, alerts you to real-time threats, and more. Start your free trial at aura.com/listen. That's AURA.com/listen for your free trial.